Hello, guys. It's Chris here, otherwise known as UtdActive on Twitter. So, today, an incredibly short podcast of only a few minutes in regards to one man only, and that's Jong. 95% possibility that he joins Manchester United this summer. That was reported last night. So, let's talk about it and let's just jump straight into it. So, the deal at the moment and what Manchester United feel. Manchester United are in a position where they feel optimistic that they can get a deal done with Barcelona for De Jong and give one of the Ten Hag's players that he wants. Now, what is the situation? What's happening? So Manchester United have engaged with the players' camp. The player would be happy to join. They've engaged with Barcelona to understand what the price is. We understand it's to be around £60 million, is what I've been told. Okay. Potential 4 to 5 year deal on the cards, similar sort of wage to what Sancho gets. And that deal looks likely at this point in time. Now, what's changed? Barcelona 2 months ago, it came out that only from the manager and the player side that they wanted to stay. They made a big statement about it. And obviously, when you make big statements around it, it's not always true. And there was a possibility that something could happen. And we're at this point now. So what's going on then? So the player's priority is to stay at Barcelona. That is his intention, and he would still kind of hope that would happen. But at this point in time, Barcelona has said to the manager and the player that they need to sell someone, and he's a valuable asset. Ten Hag is pushing for this deal. He wants it. Manchester United are pushing for this deal. They want it. Barcelona want to sell it at around £60 million. That is where it is at this point in time. So there's negotiations ongoing. It's not completed. It's not been agreed by anyone yet. But there is a big chance that it could happen now, as opposed to what happened 2 months ago. But we still have to be a little bit cautious at the moment, because if the player might get stubborn and want to stay at Barcelona, there's this distinct possibility that could happen. But it is up to the player, and it is ultimately up to what he thinks. But Ten Hag wants to have conversations with De Jong to say, look, this is why I think you should come to Manchester United. And the player obviously feels a little bit unhappy that Barcelona are pushing this, and he's not happy about the rumours. And ultimately, though, he's worked with Ten Hag before. Ten Hag understands him, and this is where it's coming to light. And he will be happy to join them. So they're in this situation where Manchester United feel optimistic that they could potentially get a deal done, but there's a few hoops that they need to go through. You know, this report's been going on for the last 2 months from the Barcelona side, because Manchester United are no longer briefing the English media as much, because they want to get deals done quietly and efficient and making sure that they're not overpaying for targets, because other clubs might be involved and, you know, and people taking the mick out of them and those sort of things in terms of the transfers. So they're being a little bit more self-sufficient and dealing with it in a correct way now. And this is what's going on at the moment. So just to conclude incredibly quickly, Manchester United are optimistic that they could get a deal done. It is possible now. It wasn't possible 2 months ago. It is possible now. But what I do say at the moment is that it hasn't been agreed. No, the personal terms wouldn't be a problem, but that's not been agreed. A wage, you know, the fee won't be a problem, but it still hasn't been agreed. So, you know, Barcelona looking around 60, 65 million. So you have to be careful with those sort of things at the moment. So it hasn't been agreed, but it's moving at a pace where I could get more updates at the weekend. And this is where we are with it. Manchester United now feel like they could get a deal done. They didn't 2 months ago. They do now. And it's obviously happened straight after Ten Hag has obviously just won against Ajax. He didn't want another situation to come out. Obviously, he wanted to concentrate on that. So that's why the timing has happened now. People are shocked by it, but actually, no. That is something that they sort of planned and made sure that it wouldn't happen during his title sort of race, and that's over now and it's come out. So there is a possibility at this point in time. So that's good news for Manchester United fans. Still hasn't been agreed, but we will see what happens over the next few days and weeks. Manchester United are engaging with the camp and obviously the club. So it's an important little negotiations going on, and we'll have to see what goes on there. Doesn't affect the budget for the striker, doesn't affect any budget for the defender. Obviously, some sales are going to go on. Likely, some wages are going to be cleared, with Pogba likely to leave. Obviously, Anthony Martial, Wan-Bissaka could leave this summer. There's a lot of stuff going on with that. So that brings up a nice budget. could spend up to 200 to 225 million, around 230 million. Seen that somewhere on Twitter as well. So that is true. It's around 200 million pounds. So there's a lot of stuff going on now. And it is important to note that they are in negotiations. And let's see what happens. It's down to the player. And it's also down to what Barcelona want to do. The manager's probably not, unfortunately, not going to have a big say if it comes to the financial situation, but he does understand it. So we'll have to see over the next couple of days, weeks. But Manchester United are optimistic, as I said, which is great. And that is just a short podcast today, guys. There will be one on Saturday in terms of the structure, the new changes around the club, some new incomings and some of the transfer targets, potentially in what the staff Ten Hag wants to bring in and complete. Some of the other changes as Ragnick has suggested as well. So let's see what happens. But I appreciate you guys. I appreciate us getting 10,000 followers on Twitter. Amazing. Hopefully we can move the YouTube forward. We're going to change some of the stuff around YouTube, obviously. We've got a website now. I've got some brilliant people doing some articles on a daily or every couple of days. Fantastic work they're doing for me. I appreciate those guys as well. A lot of stuff going on. Our Discord is bouncing in terms of the United community. So a lot of people coming there to get away from Twitter. It's a little bit less toxic. So if you want to join there, please do. And make sure you like and subscribe to this video. And if not, just let me know in the comments below what you think of this potential deal and what you think of Manchester United this summer and who do you want this summer. So I appreciate you guys today. Thank you very much. Take care. Have a good weekend.
Your life as a youngster.
Ruthless. My style is a juvenile. Ran